Hi guys, Essence here. Your favorite Essence, the only Essence in your life right now, maybe, probably, maybe. Anyways, guys, so I know I've been promising you a how I study Korean slash how I learn Korean slash sort of study video for the longest time. So even though I'll give you a study video in the future, right now I'm gonna show you guys some tips and tricks for how I learn Korean and how it may help you to learn Korean even better. So, Nana, what do you say? Let's dive in. Okay, guys, so I'm going to start with the number one tip. When you learn a language, you need a journal. This is not my language learning journal, guys. This is my school journal. But sometimes I do write Korean in it, so see? So if you take a journal like this and make it your language learning journal, then I think it'll be really easy. My nose is sniffly. Take a journal like this, guys, and just take notes in it whenever you learn something new in Korean, and make sure you keep it solely for your Korean learning. Like, don't use it for math, don't use it for English, don't use it for any other class. Use it only for your language learning. Keep all your information in like one journal, and if this journal fills up, then make sure you get another journal. But yes, journals are very important, guys. Okay, next I would say you need to have something that teaches you vocabulary. This is from Talk to Me in Korean, and it has a ton of Korean words. It's one word per day. It has over 1,600 everyday expressions in it and everything. So it's 12 weeks, one word per day, and 1,680 sentences total. I really love this book because it's very like, it breaks things down, guys. Like, it really goes into depth about what you need to know and how to use the words. Because I know sometimes you learn a word and you're like, how do I use that word though in a sentence? Like, you can't just be like, oh guys, look at my check. Well, you can say that too if you want to just remember a new word. But like, see, it really breaks things down. Like, this is for the word poda, which is to see, and it really breaks down how you can break it down and use it in different sentences. And I really love that because it's so helpful, and you'll know how to use it in sentences, and that will really improve your speaking skills and your memorization skills. So yeah, make sure you get a book that teaches you some vocabulary. I really recommend this book though because it has so many like examples. It wasn't that expensive. I'll add the prices for all the materials I show on the side. So yeah, I recommend this. Next, I recommend, if you can't take a Korean course because you're like, I know why I started learning Korean. I was in high school, so I wasn't able to like sign up for a college course and start taking Korean. I didn't have the money for it, and like I wasn't really thinking about that, right? So if you're in high school, like I was when I started learning Korean, I recommend you either buy some sort of Korean textbook or use Coursera. That's why I use Coursera.com. I'll drop the link underneath. But yeah, I use this integrated Korean book for my current college courses now. So I think even if you're not in a college class, buying a college course, buying a college textbook for like beginning Korean, intermediate Korean, that really helps you a lot because it teaches you some great foundations. It really builds up your vocabulary and grammar. So you see, guys, like, it helps you practice sentences and stuff. Like, it shows you narrations you can translate and make your own sentences. I just think this is really great, even if you're not taking a college class, to have some sort of textbook to learn Korean. Now let's get on to my favorite part of this. I'm going to talk about which apps I use to learn Korean. If you're like me, it must be really hard for you to learn Korean because you'll like forget about it, or you'll get lazy and then you'll lose your streak and you stop studying. I'm calling myself out here. So I recommend apps like Drops, where you can practice 5 minutes a day for free, before you have to pay. But every day they let you practice 5 minutes, and they teach you new vocabulary words. So you can just keep seeing the same words over and over until you've like tested out those words, and it's super fun and engaging. And I think that it's something that really keeps me focused and when I need a refresher, because I know I haven't been studying. So I really recommend Drops. I'll put the symbol. But yeah, I recommend Drops. Another app I recommend is Duolingo. Duolingo is a scary app though, because guys, if you skip, they'll really like be on you. I've like literally had to unsubscribe because I always get notifications that I haven't done my Korean. Like, I know. Sometimes I still reminders from like, Essence, you gotta learn, you gotta go study. So Duolingo is also a very good free platform to use. Now, if you're like me, you're on social media a lot. Like, that's what distracts me the most. So I follow a lot of Instagram pages that teach you Korean, or they have daily Korean sentences. So guys, I really recommend you following some of these pages. I'm gonna link on the side. I'll put their ads right there. But those are some of the pages I follow on Instagram, and since they're always appearing on my feed, since I like their stuff so much, I always get a refresher of Korean, and I'm able to learn new things even when I'm scrolling on my Instagram page. So I recommend you follow those sort of pages so you can always see some sort of Korean words and always have your brain like reading and looking in Korean. I know some people recommend watching dramas, but for me, I'm really bad at paying attention to dramas and keeping up. So I recommend watching variety shows. Variety shows like Knowing Bros, Return of Superman, which is one of my favorite variety shows, Running Man, those sort of variety shows, or even variety shows hosted by idols. Like BTS has BTS Run, which is really helpful, and then there's Going 17, which is really helpful. So watch variety shows, guys. If you're not able to watch dramas like I can't, then I suggest variety shows because they use a lot of real life like sentences. Dramas are good too, but I feel like variety shows, they use a lot of basic, easy, common phrases that you'll need to learn. That's it. Those are my tips for learning Korean. I hope they helped you guys, and I hope you guys are able to take those tips and become a better Korean learner. So tell me if you like these tips and like more tips like this in the future, like more material references and stuff, because I would love to make another one for you guys. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, comment down below, and like this video. And also, I'm very close to 300 subscribers, so you know what that means. I will soon be picking a giveaway winner for my ATEEZ Fever Part 1 Diary Version album. So stay tuned. Thank you for watching. Bye!